Assalamu alaikum. This is Little Shahada. I just wanted to make a YouTube video on how I converted to Islam. I converted approximately a year and a half ago, and since then my life has completely changed around. I was raised Pentecostal Apostolic. I was born and raised in West Virginia, so it's more of a southern upbringing. I went to church every Sunday, sometimes Wednesdays, for Bible study. And during the process of me converting to Islam or reverting to Islam, I was actually in the process of trying to convert a Muslim to Christianity. And how it came about is that in Christianity, most of the times you'll go to your pastor or your priest, and you'll ask them, what should I do? How do I get them to see that Christianity is the right thing to do? And they'll usually tell you need to be on their level. You need to learn about, what they believe in before you can even debate with them on what they believe in. So I started reading English version of the Quran, and I got through a couple of the surahs before I started realizing that Islam is right, and I had been lied to my whole life on who Jesus was, on who God was, and on what my life truly is about and why I'm here. And I started wearing hijab a couple days before I converted, and since then my life has changed drastically. I used to have people come up to me, and men come up to me, and they used to talk to me. I even taking my son out to the park. Somebody would come up to me maybe 2 out of 3 times just going to the park, and men would come up to me and start talking to me. I don't have that anymore. Even around my brother's friends, if they curse, that was if they're cursing in my presence, they'll always turn around and look at me and apologize for doing that. And I never had that before I wore hijab. But it's changed in other ways too, I've been told, to go home, and I've been asked a couple times if I speak English. Just people coming up to me wanting to ask me a question on directions or where something is. But I think I've had probably probably 60% good come out of it, but as opposed to the 40% bad. But I feel better about myself, and I feel like I know I'm doing the right thing, so it's easier. I think the hardest thing for me to do in Islam is the 5 prayers, the Salah. I found that to be the hardest, just because it's hard for me to remember. I have a 5-year-old, and it's kind of hard for me to remember to pray the Salah. But it's something in my life that I didn't have as a Christian, and I'm very thankful for having it as a Muslim, just because it's just something that I have that I can go to that I didn't have to go to as a Christian. When I have troubles in my life, when I have problems making a decision, or when I want to do something bad, or when I want to do something that I don't know if I should do or not, it's always good to pray about it. But having that Salah, it just reinforces it. Even wudu has always been, since I've been a Muslim, it's always been a huge factor in just making me feel better about myself and remembering God and remembering why I'm here and to do the right thing. I think that I haven't really had a chance to learn everything yet, but I'm growing. And I'm trying to do the best that I can, and it's hard for me to make friends. I haven't been like trying to limit myself to just having Muslim friends. I like Muslim friends, but a lot of times I get very afraid of having a Muslim friend because they sometimes like they'll push you too hard and they want you to do things, especially like the American Muslim women. I found they, not all of them, but some of them like go to extremes, and I try to avoid extremes just because I don't want it to corrupt me and what I'm really doing it for. I want to do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rather than to do it for how people see me. So that kind of scares me in a lot of ways, like doing it to please my friend or doing it to make my friend think that I'm more religious, rather than telling her, I'm not ready to do that yet, or I'm not ready to make that step yet, because they'll always try to push you. But that's been like one of the small factors in it. I'm just happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided me into Islam. I'm very, 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 very grateful to have what I have now, the fortress that I have now, of having so many things to do, so many blessings that have been perfected, on praying, on wudu, on fasting, on zakat, on all of these things that as a Christian I had bits and pieces of, but now having the full book, the full truth, the full deen, I'm very, very, very grateful that I have these things. And even I really wish there was more of a way to show people that Muslims are not a threat, that Muslims are, most of them are peaceful, quiet people, and it really pains me to see the media make all these accusations. I was talking to one of my friends the other day that's actually Christian, and I was telling him that if you turn on the TV, because he was talking about, well, you notice how Christians are always being attacked and this and that throughout history. And I told him, I looked at him, I'm like, turn on the TV. Just turn on the TV at any one point time in the day, and you will find that Islam is being lied about or attacked. Just outright lied about, like they're saying that Muslims believe something they don't believe, or they're taking an extreme person and putting them on TV and letting them say whatever they want to say. And this affects the Muslim community extremely. It affects me extremely, to see now that I never did as a Christian, as a younger child, even, to not understanding the difference, what was going on in Palestine. Now I'm just starting to step into that and realize what's really going on between Palestine and Israel. And it pains me to see people lying about it, to see people just outright blatantly lying about what's going on over there. It's just outright lying. And it's very irritating, and it just makes you just want to say, no, people are dying, and this isn't funny, and this isn't a joke, and this is not something you should take so lightly that you feel the need to lie about it just to make your point across. But anyway, getting off the subject. I've met a couple new Muslims since I've been Muslim. I've met a couple new converts here, actually a good bit of American Muslims here in our community. I live in Columbus, so it's just nice to have a little bit of a community. There's a lot of Somalis here, but there's also a lot of like people from Arab countries, and there's a lot of Indonesians even, and then there's a good bit of Muslim Americans. So that's how I came to Islam, and I hope that everybody enjoyed this little tiny video I made about